Welcome to Memorial Gym in Charlottesville, Virginia, where today we get the NIVC started. It's the first round between St. John's and NCAA. Hi, everybody. Kevin DiDomenico with you. It's a 21-12 St. John's Red Storm team finished 10-8 in the Big East against the North Carolina A&T Aggies 17-10 squad. They finished 12-6 in their second year in the CAA. Under Hal Clifton in his 14th season, he lost just about 50% of his offense, picked to finish 11th in the CAA, and boy, did they overcome expectations. They take on a team that is in their third straight NIVC tournament, their third straight 20-win season, and their 14th overall in their 31-year history. And they're led by Joanne Persico in her 30th season, 569 career wins, the all-time winningest coach in Big East history. And you see her on your screen, and the red sweater there getting going from Memorial Gym here in Charlottesville, Virginia, the first round of the tournament. The winner will take on UVA right here in their home gym. UVA is in attendance on the other side of the bleachers, not pictured on your screen. So set one about to get going. St. John's 21 wins this year in the regular season. Postseason play for the third straight year. NCAA, they've been through all sorts of ups and downs in the last few years, all sorts of changes from conference to conference. Left the Big South to join the CAA a couple of years ago and have found their success under Hal Clifton, navigating them through murky waters. See if they can pull off a win today. And again, the winner will meet UVA tomorrow night. It's UVA's first postseason appearance in 25 years. But that's tomorrow. Tonight, St. John's and NCAA is underway. Attack. Successful for St. John's. The Red Storm on the board first. Check that, it's NCAA with the first point. It's Tyne Ross who leads the team in kills with 412. Now 413. It's 1-0. North Carolina A&T Aggies on top with the service on the way. Polezzi sends it over. She's out of Italy. And North Carolina A&T doesn't have the point just yet. Response from St. John's star, Erin Jones. Erin Jones can do it all. She's second on the team in assists with 273, 444 kills this year and hitting at a 279 clip. Fourth in the conference in kills per set, 364 the number. Ross, roll, Ross, point, 2-1, NCAA. Ross can do it all as well. Both top players, number 3 on their respective teams. She has 197 digs, so good defensively. Leads the team offensively as well, as does Erin Jones. Back-to-back points for Jones, the right side from La Cueva High School in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Boy, she has 525 total points this year. Season high 25 versus UConn back in October. Has the service as well. To the 10, taken care of by Stombrowska, and the point to St. John's. It was Valther. We're in the point there, the 6'2 senior outside hitter from Italy. Jones sends NCAA down 1. Attack. They get the point. Hannah Howell, the outside hitter, the senior from St. Louis Park, Minnesota, who came in this year as a top returner, one of the main leaders on this team. Coach Hal Clifton said it's a player who always wants to improve. She's done it this year. Last year hit 198. This year far over 200. Here's NCAA. Their attack will not give them the lead just yet. Free ball, though, for NCAA. Here it comes. St. John's, response. Strong, NCAA, a strong point there. And the Aggies are up. Service, dug out. Where to? They went to Stombrowska, whose attack was withstood, and that attack long from Howell, who has 320 kills this year. But an attack error ties it at 4. It's going to be Jorge Walter, who sends it long. It's a service error. It's 5-4, North Carolina A&T. Walter this year ranked 13th in the Big East in kills per set. Just shy of 400 kills on the year, had 27. That was her season high back in mid-September against Fairfield. She's out now as Jones sets up an attack and a finish. It was Lodi, Lucrezi Lodi, the junior from Savena, Italy, one of the 3 Italian players on this St. John's team. Led the team in kills 9 times throughout last year, totaled 246. Had a season high 24 against Villanova this year. St. John's in system on the attack. That was Stombrowska, who's 4th in the conference in hitting percentage, as St. John's a nice block up front. An attack from the Aggies, withstood for now. 5-5 to score. It's deflected and down. Point to St. John's. It's 6-5. Well, you knew this thing would be good, right? Back and forth it goes in set 1. St. John's has far more postseason experience as of now than NCAA. Again, their 3rd straight NIVC bid. National Invitational, as the Aggies give a free ball over to St. John's. It's a whistle and a point to the Red Storm. Check that. Aggies get it. 6-6. St. John's this year, marquee win over Duke. Back earlier this year, again in their 3rd straight 20-win season under Joanne Persico. Over those 30 years, it's her 4th NIVC appearance. She has 4 Big East regular season titles, 2 tournament titles. NCAA has a 7-6 lead. Meanwhile, North Carolina A&T, we talked about the success that they've had this year. So good in the CAA in their 2nd full year in the conference. Went 12-6. Jones sets up right behind for an attack. It came from Stombrowska. Meanwhile, an error comes from Tyne Ross. It's a point to St. John's. It's 7-7. Victoria Kowalczyk, the senior from Warsaw, Poland, will have the service here. Ranked 5th in the Big East in assists. Just a year ago, goes long on the service. She was one of the best at that right there in the Big East so far this year. Ranked 3rd in service aces with 31. Went long, looking for number 32 on the year. St. John's trying to tie it. It was Jones. Was it tipped? No, it was long. And it's 9-7 North Carolina A&T. Boy, North Carolina A&T does not look shell-shocked at all. We talked about all the change that they've been through, moving through 2 different conferences, right? They were in the MEAC back in 2020. Hal Clifton led that team to its first ever MEAC championship. You move to the Big South. The next year is on attack successful from St. John's. They had a ton of success in the Big South where they spent just 1 season. And joined the CAA in the summer of 2022. It's their 3rd total season in the conference. Took a couple of years to adjust, and this is their first year rising to the top of the conference and rising to the occasion against St. John's. Leonore Polezzi, the 5'10 setter from Italy for North Carolina A&T, will send it across. She's the only Italian player on her team. What a find from Jones. Erin Jones finds the space on a cross-court kill, brings her team within one. Erin Jones, we talked about her earlier in the broadcast, can just do it all. Fourth in the conference in service aces, averages just about a half per set. Under 450 kills this year. I mean, one of the best players in the Big East. Pushes to the back. NCAA frees it over. St. John's, where to tie it. It's to Jones. It is out. 11-9 Aggies. Last year, North Carolina A&T went 6-12 in the Big South Conference. Or check that, in the CAA. Missed the CAA tournament by one loss. They lost their final game of the season, dropped their final 6 of the season. St. John's back within one. They were 6-6 midway through. They were in a good spot to make the tournament and just crumbled down the stretch. And that's something that Hal Clifton kind of flipped around this year. Middling throughout the early months of the season, October, of course, September, and then you go on an excellent run to finish and qualify for the NIVC and finish 12-6 in conference. And it's a team that can compete with teams like St. John's now. They're showing it 11-11 the score. A back and forth set one. It's Erin Jones. She's one of the best servers in the Big East. And she shows why. 12-11. Jones again. Jones long. Tied at 12. So for St. John's, this is their 7th postseason appearance in program history. 4th ever NIVC appearance here in the National Invitational Volleyball Championship. Last time they played in the NIVC, they hosted just a year ago, beat Howard in 3 sets. As that's deflected out. It's a point to NCAA. And fell to USF at home. Service error. Boy, back and forth this thing goes, and I think both teams are looking forward to the first media timeout and the first break they'll get when either team gets to 15. Service tied at 13. NCAA on the attack. Cross court. Jones can't handle it. A kill for NCAA makes it 14-13. They're back on top. North Carolina A&T, they were first in the CAA in service aces, just about 2%. They don't find one there. Instead, it's a St. John's attack withstood. North Carolina A&T in system, dugout in the back. Cross court goes Dombrowska. Tipped off the blockers. Jones sets up for a cross court kill. Dombrowska ties it at 14. We chatted about it earlier. She's 4th in the conference in hitting percentage, hitting at a 342 clip. Service, St. John's. Can't find the lead. It's NCAA at the first break. 15-14. Boy, back and forth they go. Lead change after lead change. And we are in for a good one in set 1 from Memorial Gym in Charlottesville, Virginia. You see the University of Virginia volleyball team watching to see who they will take on tomorrow night at 6 p.m. right here in this very gym, doing their homework. Will it be St. John's or NCAA? No one's really separating themselves so far. 15-14 the score. We talked about this earlier. It will be the first postseason experience for UVA volleyball since 1999, 25 years. And Coach Shannon Wells is looking forward to it. I said, what's the goal coming into this tournament? Are you guys looking to win it? She said, no doubt about it. It's not a happy to be here moment for them. They're here to win it, as is St. John's, who ties it at 15. Stumbrowska. Kowalczyk, senior from Warsaw, Poland, finished third in the Big East in service aces with 31. It's a team that can serve it with the best of them. As the Aggies get a point, 16-15. It's interesting, too. It's two teams here today that kind of had disappointing finishes to their conference seasons. For St. John's, they made their 13th Big East tournament appearance in program history, took on DePaul, and kind of had a disappointing loss as they get the point there. That was Zola. But they were swept by the 4 seed DePaul in the first round. They just didn't defend DePaul well at all. They allowed DePaul to hit at a 362 clip. And then for NCAA, you have this great season, your first really good season in the CAA, and you come out and kind of lay an egg against Hofstra. They knew that this was not the best they played, and both these teams kind of have a second chance, right, when they get to play in postseason play like this. They're rewarded not for what they did in their conference tournament, more so what they did all season. And they're giving it all they have in set one. 17-16, St. John's the lead. That was Walther. And the service to St. John's. And Kowalczyk and a service error. It's 17-17. Who's going to separate itself first? Sampson in for North Carolina A&T. 17-17 the score. It's Palezi, who's the quarterback for NCAA. She goes Aaron, 18-17, Red Storm. I want to get to this early, too, for North Carolina A&T. One of the most interesting parts about this team is there's 8 different players that are playing their first season at the Division I level. A lot of the time when it's pieced together that way, you're not going to have any success, especially in a conference like the CAA. It's not a low-level Division I conference as the attack is withstood. Jones pushes over, and North Carolina A&T stays alive. And can't get it just yet. They will receive a free ball. What a recovery from St. John's. And an attack rejected. Another opportunity. St. John's. They go to Ross. Long. And a monumental point. No, it was touched. It was tipped. It was tipped. And it's a point to North Carolina A&T. It'll be Ross to serve. 18-18. What a big point there. But 8 different players playing in their first season in at the Division I level. It's really a credit to Hal Clifton, who deservingly so got the CAA Coach of the Year award here in 2024. 19-18. Clifton led the program to its first ever conference championship back in 2020. That was when they were in the MEAC. Since then, they've left that conference. They left the Big South. Clifton, a guy who graduated back in 1994 from App State, played for the men's volleyball club team. That is a service error, yet another in this one. We're back tied at 19. Clifton rose the ranks in college volleyball, got his master's from Florida, where he served as the athletic trainer, but also helped out with their volleyball team there. And from there, it was history. Jones sets up for Walter, who's denied. Another chance for NCAA. Sampson taken care of. Opportunity again for the Aggies. They get the point. Hannah Howell. Slide. St. John's withstood. They went to Stombrowska there, who digs it out. And what a setup. Cross court for the kill. Lodi sets up Walter for kill number 392 of her season. We're back tied at 20. Walter ranked 13th in the Big East in kills per set. Had 427 total points last year. Second on the team. They get the block and the point and the lead again. 21-20. And they force the hand of Clifton, who calls a timeout for the Aggies. 21-20 will step aside from Memorial Gym in Charlottesville, Virginia. St. John's leading set one, 21-20. Welcome back to Memorial Gymnasium. Kevin DiDomenico with you, and welcome back to the National Invitational Volleyball Championship. It's the first round of tournament play between St. John's and NCAA. Both teams getting a second chance after a tough final in their conference tournaments. Both teams were swept after successful seasons. St. John's making their third straight NIVC bid, and NCAA here for the first time in some time. After leaving back-to-back conferences, they finally make their way up to the CAA and have their first successful season here in 2024. Trying to cap it off with a nice run in postseason play. They've got an attack, and they've got a kill. Hannah Howell. She's starting to get hot. It's her third. Tie it at 21. No one can separate itself. Both teams try to pull away. It's an evasive lead. Service. NCAA. Dugout. Jones sets up. Stombrowska on the slide. Aggies handle it. Aggies don't get it there. Jones sets up outside again. An attack for Lodi. The junior Italian goes long. Jones this time again for Stombrowska. Denied. From the back, it's Ross, and it is out is the call. 22-21. That was close. No challenge from Hal Clifton. Again, St. John's just didn't defend well at all in their conference tournament against DePaul. They're defending much better today. As there's a kill for NCAA. Back tied at 22. North Carolina A&T hitting at a 179 clip. Put that in perspective. DePaul hit 362. But the Aggies have the service. It's Hannah Howell. Hal Clifton said she always wants to improve. Sends it across. 22 all. St. John's changes that. It's Dombrowska on the kill. Has been a force in Big East play. I mean, they've gone to her time and time again. Her third kill. 23-22. Kovalchich. Ross. Kill. 24-22. St. John's with the lead. It's Lodi. For St. John's this year, it's been a different player stepping up. Feels like every game. Many times this year and last year it was Lodi, and she's stepping up late in the first set. We'll step aside. Service to St. John's. It is set point for the Red Storm. It will go to the senior from Warsaw, Poland, Victoria Kowalczyk. Set point for St. John's. Back and forth. This thing is gone. They end it with a service ace. One of the best servers in the Big East gets it done with her 32nd service ace of the 2024 season. So that is how set one comes to an end. St. John's victorious. It's 1-0, and we'll take a break. They lead it over St. John's here in Charlottesville. Welcome back to Charlottesville, Virginia. Kevin DiDomenico with you. St. John's and NCAA going at it in NIVC play. St. John's 21-12 this year in the regular season. They were 10-8 in the Big East, 2-3 in a neutral site, by the way. That's of note tonight. NCAA 17-10 overall this year. They were 12-6 in the third year in the CAA, and they were 3-2 in a neutral site. NCAA lost the first set. The two teams switched sides. St. John's victorious in set one. The Red Storm won at 25-22. So we'll see the adjustments that both teams make and see what goes on from now. But it was a back and forth set one. Leading the way for St. John's offensively was Lodi, the junior from Savannah, Italy. Of course, Aaron Jones did a whole lot too. They were tied for a team high in kills. And we are back underway. St. John's and NCAA. It's the Aggies getting the first points. Leonor Polezzi, who had 922 assists this year, had a season high 56 versus the conference rival College of Charleston, the undisputed number one team in the conference, who they ended up beating twice. Tied at one. St. John's notches one. Back to Aaron Jones. Boy, Jones has had quite the year. Recorded her and the first triple-double in program history. Had a career-high 22 kills, 26 points versus Marquette as North Carolina A&T gets the lead back. It's 2-1. Talked about NCAA and how good they were from the service line. St. John's just as good. Had some of the best servers in the Big East. North Carolina A&T, though, they did lead the conference in service aces per set, just under 2. And that's why right there. They're going to get a free ball right off the gate. And it's Sampson who attacks. It's Jones who can't find space on the other side. It's 3-1 NCAA. North Carolina A&T service. For them, it's the first year being above 500 in conference. Of course, their third year in the CAA, attack successful, 3-2. And it's the first time overall being above 500 since 2021, back when they were in the Big South. Of course, they had success that one year in the Big South, but actually won the MEAC Conference tournament the year before in their final year in the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference. Slide, kill, back-to-back points for the Red Storm. Dombrowska, fourth in the conference in hitting percentage. Yet another kill for St. John's. And a service ace to top it off. St. John's, its first lead in set two. It's Walter who got it. Walter, another one of these complete players on this St. John's team. So good offensively, has 44 blocks. Free ball given to St. John's with the lead. Looking for a 5-3 advantage. Can't find it. Nice dig in the back by Polezzi. Sampson, attack and a kill. 4-4. Service from Ross. As looks like someone touched the net for St. John's. It's a point to the Aggies. It's 5-4. Tyne Ross will have the service again. Tyne Ross led the team with 8 kills. And the sweep against Hofstra. Pushed back to the other side. Oh, what a play by St. John's to free it over. Now they got to play some defense. They do just that. St. John's trying to tie it. Was it tipped? No. St. John's thinks it was. So much so that they're going to challenge it. So a challenge that there was a tip there, and St. John's is putting this thing to the test and looking for a tie set 2 here at 5. Well, Tyne Ross has been leading the way for NCAA, not only today, not only in that last game, but it feels like all year. She was the CAA Rookie of the Year, an All-CAA first-team selection, has 412 kills, 4.77%. We talked about how she can do it offensively, but also defensively, and it's a theme throughout both of these teams. So many players that can play on both sides, right? Total just under 200 digs, 197, and by the way, had 29 blocks up front for this NCAA team. So can truly do it all. 12 solo rejections and 21 service aces. It's such a crucial player to have that, who can do so much on your team and can help out in a bunch of different ways. She's shown it in the set and some change we've played here tonight. They're dancing, having a good time. NCAA with the lead here in set 2. They played a tight set number 1, trading blows with St. John's, who just pulled away late and won it 25-22 on a service ace, which came from Kowalczyk. Still looking at this. They're seeing if it's a touch from North Carolina A&T, right? Because St. John's challenged this. It was Joanne Persico who put this to the test. If it is successful, it'll be 5-5. If it stands, it'll stand at a 6-4 lead for North Carolina A&T. Persico's done just a few challenges in her day, just under 600 career wins. She's the all-time winningest head coach in the Big East. This is a program that's been around for the last 30 years. And she's won Big East Coach of the Year 3 times. The last one came back in just a year ago, back in 2023. As we await a call here. See if there was a touch. Winner of this match will take on Virginia tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Virginia making its first postseason appearance since 1999. It's been 25 years. Big call here in set 2. We're about to get it from the official on the far side. It will stand. What a play by St. John's to keep that in play, and they can't do it that time. 3 straight for North Carolina A&T. They've got the 7-4 advantage. Boy, this has a feel of going 5, doesn't it? Another service ace. Tyne Ross, number 22 on her season. Can you say enough about this young player? 6 different matches with 10-plus digs. 20-plus kills in 7 different matches. How about another service ace? Out of her mind, 5-point lead, timeout called St. John's. We will take one with them. 9-4, NCAA leads it here at Memorial Gym. Welcome back to Memorial Gym, North Carolina A&T with the 5-0 run and the service error. Tyne Ross goes into the net. Just like that, service back to St. John's, down 4. And it's Rashani Solano-Smith, the defensive specialist from Limon, Costa Rica. Big East all-freshman team player. Recorded 458 digs this year, 106 assists. Jump serve. Into the net. They trade service errors. 10-5. Trying to pull it within 4. They do. Kowalczyk on the service. Kill came from Anna Benjamin, by the way, the freshman outside hitter from Brazil. Deflected, blocked. It was Benjamin again. Boy, is this team well traveled or what? Poland, Italy, Costa Rica, Brazil. Couple Italies. From all over, everywhere but New York. Up front, how about another block for this St. John's group to pull them within 2. Kowalczyk on the service now. The block came up front. It came from Zola, 6'2" middle blocker from Milan, Italy. In system, Aggies, were they rejected again? No, not just yet. Ross, really nice play. Diving stop by the freshman Solano-Smith. Rejection up front. That came from the Aggies. Set up for Benjamin, who just pushes forward. Perfect opportunity for the Aggies. It's Sampson. Oh, what a play again by the freshman Solano-Smith. It sets up for a kill. Who but Aaron Jones? St. John's within 1. Timeout, NCAA. A game of runs and a fun one inside a Memorial Gym. We'll step aside. NCAA trying to not let this thing slip away here in set 2. It's 10-9. St. John's down 1. Opportunity to tie it here. Kowalczyk, who's been so good throughout today from the service line and this season. Look how far back she stands. So much confidence in her service. Howell steps up. Hannah Howell leads the team with 7 kills, leads all scorers with 7 kills. .326 kills this year. career year, the most in her career. How about Jones? Jones went long and out. It was deflected off the top of the net. And back-to-back points for NCAA. Service, Aggies, error, 12-10. And the service back to St. John's here. So they go back to Anna Benjamin, the outside hitter freshman from Brazil. Benjamin jumps and serves. It's dug out by Ross. In system for NCAA. It's out, and it's a point to St. John's. And it's 12-11. Howell. Power. 13-11. Rejection up front, but it drops to the other side. It's a point to St. John's. And it's 13-12. That kill came from number 12 for St. John's, Orha Walter, 6'2" senior from Italy. Just under 400 kills this year. 12th in the Big East in kills per set. Jump serve sent across. NCAA, their attack. It came from Ross, and it was successful. The Johnny's trying to keep it rolling. It's out on a service error. And it's 14-13, letting St. John hang around. And talk about Hannah Howell stepping up in set 2. That's a service ace for Jones. We're tied at 14. Jones, an excellent serve. 14-all. Back to Howell. She just checked out, a second-team All-CAA player this year. Had a career year, stepped up in such a big way. Talk about her ability to improve. She did it in the ultimate way this year. It's Ross. Another kill. You kidding me with Tyne Ross? No stage too big for Ross. The freshman is the CAA Rookie of the Year. First CAA Rookie of the Year that NCAA has had. Aggies up 1. Not for long. Tied at 15. Ross goes long. It's Walter now. Benjamin back in. She's made quite the contribution here in set 2. Good one from Walter. Set up. What a dig. The freshman Solano Smith has been all over the place, and it sets up for a kill. St. John's at one point down 9-4 and have the lead for the first time since early in set 2. What a comeback this would be. Service. Lobs over. It's Ross again. Ross right, Ross left. That's the play for the Aggies. This time, Benjamin just kind of frees it over. Opportunity for NCAA, and it's in. They tied at 16. It was tipped and out. I think it was Howell up front. It's going to be Ross again to serve. Dug out by Solano Smith. They go to the slot, and it works out. St. John's gets another point. They get the lead back 17-16. And who but Stombrowska. Back to Solano Smith. Rashani from Limon, Costa Rica. An all-freshman team player in the Big East. Jump serve. The defensive specialist finds the service ace. No better time for Rashani Solano Smith. Boy, you talk about the freshmen on this floor and the contributions they've made. Solano Smith on the defensive side, and on the offensive side, on the other side for NCAA, it's Tyne Ross. This time it'll be Sampson. It's Aaron Jones to dig it out. Now it's Benjamin to get the kill. 3 straight from St. John's. Foot on the pedal for the Red Storm. And the water getting murky for the Aggies. The first meeting all time between these two teams. You talk about two teams feeling each other out. It was to the max in set 1. Ross is pumped. Ross has the point. Tyne Ross brings NCAA within 2. It's 19-17. Service ace. Aggies within 1. 19-18. Service back to NCAA. Timeout, St. John's. Well, it's a St. John's team that we've seen at times this year in this very situation, right? Another close set here in set number 2. 19-18 is your score. It's a young group, right? They're freshmen. It's the largest class out of any of the other classes. They have 4 freshman players and a Benjamin, one of them, who's done a ton here in set number 2. Kaya Harris, another player who's had to step up this year. In the absence of losing some offensive firepower just a year ago, they have 3 seniors. Walter's one of them, Kowalczyk another one. Those are 2 seniors who do a whole lot for this group. You have your bulk 4 juniors as well, but it's a well-balanced group that still has some of that freshman presence, and they're finally starting to come along here late in this season. Of course, another successful season, right? You go 10-8 in a tough Big East, and 20 wins once again. You can't be upset about that if you're Joanne Persico. But so much movement on the other side if you're NCAA, right? You have the CAA Coach of the Year, Hal Clifton, in his 14th season at the helm. He's navigated so many tough situations. He knows all about change. He knows all about the transfer portal and how to deal with new players. And he's done that to the max this year, right? 8 different players are playing for their first time at the Division I level. That's unheard of for a team to have success with those kind of hoops to jump through. And for NCAA, they go 12-6 in their 3rd year in the CAA. It is a successful season regardless of what happens tonight and beyond. Not to mention, they were picked to finish 11th in the CAA and lost 50% of their offense. I mean, it's impressive what Hal Clifton's done. You probably aren't doing all this without Tyne Ross, who leads the team in kills and is leading the team in set 2, keeping her team in it. Meanwhile, for the Red Storm, dug out by Ross. Now Howell. Oh, what a diving play. Rashani Solano Smith has been everywhere. As St. John's is back up 2. It's the freshman and a Benjamin. Howell deflected up at the net by the blockers. Solano Smith sets up for Benjamin, who blasts it through the blockers. It's 21-18 and a Benjamin back-to-back kills. The Brazilian freshman gives St. John's a 3-point lead. Boy, NCAA has been right there. Didn't overcome the hump in Set one, can they do it in set two? Free ball as Ross kept that thing alive. Could have been another service ace. It is Jones stepping up when she needs to. Erin Jones. 527 total points this year. Maybe none bigger than that one. 22-18 will step aside in set two. (22-18) the score. St. John's with the lead. Erin Jones, there you see number 3 in red, just had a huge kill at no better time to force a NCAA timeout. St. John's trying to go up 2-0. Dugout Ross, set up Howell, into the net. 23-18. Can St. John's finish the fight? Round 1 of the NIVC. Last year, St. John's won the first round against Howard, 3-0, lost in round 2 to UCF. They were swept. What do you got? Ross, the blast, keeps him around. 23-19. Tyne Ross, again, her 8th kill, leading all scores. 8 kills, 1 assist, 1 block. Only player with a mark in all 3 categories. Dugout, set up. Benjamin is rejected. St. John's up 4. Ross looking to cut it to 3. Solano Smith is there in the back. Benjamin, the sliding play. Ross, the diving save. Sets up for Howell. In the back, nice play by St. John's. Keeps it alive. Now Jones for Ross, who digs it out. How about Howell? Sets up. Can't get the kill. What a back and forth and what a point. Oh, the sneak attack came from the QB. Polezzi, the setter from Italy, makes it a 3-point set. 23-20. In front for Jones. It's 24-20. Erin Jones, boy, stepping up when she needs to, right? 452 kills this year. 4th in the conference in kills per set in the Big East. Not to mention a heck of a setter. Up front, keeping NCAA alive is Radnai. Luka Radnai, the freshman from Hungary, who has her 90th kill of the year. And her first today didn't have a kill against Hofstra. That was part of the reason they didn't have as much success because she wasn't involved. It was the first time this year she didn't have a kill. It's set point number 2. And it's a free ball here for North Carolina A&T. Where to? It's Ross. It's blocked up at the net. St. John's can win it here. It's Jones. Oh, what a save in the back. Jones will have another chance. She's rejected. A push to the other side. Oh, North Carolina A&T somehow staying alive. Another blow is rejected. Jones, her third try on the point. Push back to the other side. It's Tyne Ross again. Willing her team. CAA Rookie of the Year. Set point 3. And the point of the match coming up. Howell to service. Dug out. Hit to the other side. St. John's wins set 2. It's Walter who ends it. And it's 2-0 in favor of St. John's, who is trying to stay another night in Charlottesville. We'll see what they can do on the other side of this break. Set 3 is on the other side as well. It's all St. John's on Saturday night in Charlottesville. Welcome back to Charlottesville. It is round one of the NIVC tournament, the National Invitational Volleyball Championship here in 2024. St. John's making its third straight appearance in the NIVC, NCAA, first time in a long time. And they are 17-10 this year, trying to stave off elimination here in set number 3. They trail it 2-0 to St. John's, who is in red. North Carolina A&T. The Aggies are in gray. St. John's is going to have the service. This is these two teams are at the bottom of the NIVC bracket, so most other round one matches have, if not all, I think all have finished. The bottom of this bracket, it's East Carolina and UConn. UConn advanced as that's deflected and out, and it's a point to St. John's. UConn has already advanced to the Great Eight. And here we're just awaiting the winner of tonight's match, as there's a stoppage and a timeout. They're going to look at something. We're going to step aside right now. It's 1-0 St. John's, as they're going to review this last play. So they looked at it. There was a tip, and they reversed it. So St. John's relinquishes a point, and they give it to North Carolina A&T. So they strike first. It's 1-0 NC A&T. The Aggies lead it in set 3. So we were talking about the bracket before we took a break. UConn has already advanced in our side of the bracket to the Grade 8, waiting on the winner of this game to play Virginia, and the winner of that match will take on UConn in the Grade 8. So a lot of moving parts, but a lot of this bracket is already decided. As it's bullied through the blockers and a point to NCAA. 5 teams have punched their ticket to the Grade 8. Bowling Green is one of them. DePaul, one of them as well. And those aren't going to be, they're not going to play until Monday at 8 p.m. It's going to have to be not even freed over, goes into the net, and it's a slow start for St. John's. 3 straight for NCAA. Wyoming has advanced to the Grade 8. That's on the other side of the bracket. They beat Idaho State and Utah Valley. And Arkansas State is another team that has advanced as well. Beat Stephen F. Austin in 5 sets last night. Attack, dugout, NCAA perfectly in system. Pushed, deflected over the net. Solano Smith for Jones, who's rejected up front. It was Madison Sanabria, the senior from Virginia Beach, who can play above the net, is versatile between offense and defense. Boy, is that a theme or what? Timeout called St. John's. We'll take one with them. It is all Aggies to start set 3. See if St. John's answering some questions here to their set 3 woes to start. It's 4-0 North Carolina A&T. Firing on all cylinders. Who will it be next for the Aggies? So many different players stepping up. Most recently, it was Madison Sanabria, the senior from Virginia Beach, who doesn't have a kill or assist today. She just got her first block for her first point, and St. John's gets its first point in set 3 on a service error. Back to the service line for St. John's and the Red Storm. It's Zola, the middle blocker from Milan, Italy. 5th in the conference in blocks. As Ross powers through those blockers. It's 5-1. Ross again to serve. Set up, push to the 10. Ross is there to deflect back. North Carolina A&T gets an attack. It's going to set up for Aaron Jones. It's 5-2. Boy, if St. John's can win tonight and they can beat Virginia tomorrow, they'll set up for a battle with UConn in the grade 8. It'll be a Big East rematch. Let's see what they did against UConn this year. Near service ace. Free ball for St. John's. In system. Deflected back. Tipped off the blockers. An attack for Howell. Is successful. It's a kill for Howell. And it's a 4-point lead. Yeah, so if St. John's can win tonight, they can win tomorrow night and beat Virginia. They would see UConn in the grade 8. Oh, what a play by Howell to create the free ball. Open up the door. North Carolina A&T somehow staying alive and getting the kill. Oh, man, they were on their heels the whole point. Recover and lead by 5. Jones diving play. Rejection up front. North Carolina A&T. Nothing getting by them. It was Radnai that time, the freshman middle blocker from Hungary. Was it deflected? Was it out? No, it was out. 9-2. St. John's trailed 9-4 in set 2, came all the way back. They trail 9-2 in set 3. Timeout called by the Red Storm. We'll step aside with them. It is all North Carolina A&T. 9-2. It's all North Carolina A&T. Service is long, so the second time out of a timeout that St. John's steals a point on a service error. That's how they've gotten 2 of their points out of the 3 total in set 3. So just counting on the errors of North Carolina A&T. What do they got for us here? It's Walter, who had the winning point in set 2. And there's a kill. It's 10-3. Aggies lead. Ross. Was it deflected? It was a point to St. John's. That was Benjamin. And now it's Rashani Solano-Smith, the 5'3" sophomore from Costa Rica, on the Big East all-freshman team. Defensive specialist will send it across. Roll to the 10 by Howell. An attack and a kick. Well, no, they keep it alive. Oh, they've done that a couple times. They get a free ball, or was that 4? So I think the official thought it was, they hit it 4 times, but there's no call here. There's no call that they gave the point to St. John's, and now it's a discussion as to what the next best course of action is. And officials are going to have a word. So I think the discrepancy is, if you had to guess, the official thought it was touched 4 times by the Aggies. And it seemed like it was only 3, a successful free ball over. See what the call is here? So St. John's is going to challenge this, and we'll see exactly what they are challenging here in a moment. Okay, so St. John's is challenging that there was a net violation, and that's what they're going to look at to see if there's a net violation against NCAA. So I think we might get a call here soon. The official's having a word with the table official, and we're going to get a call here in a moment. And here it is. Oh, check that. They're going to look at this again or no? Ready to go. What's the call? It was a net violation, so it's overturned. It's a point to St. John's. It's going to be 10-5. And is that the stroke of luck that they needed? So it's Rashani Solano-Smith. The freshman's going to have the service here. They can get a point or 2. They bring it within 4 or 3. It's exactly what they did that last set. Down 9-4 and came back to tie it and pulled away ultimately. No clock in this game, so you can come all the way back. All about scoring points. Still got to get it done if you're NCAA. So the adjustments need to be made for St. John's. Attack. Dug out in the back. It's Jones. It's Benjamin. It's a 4-point advantage for North Carolina A&T. Back-to-back points. Back-to-back-to-back points for St. John's. Aggies led it 10-3. It's 10-6. Rashani dug it out. Someone else has to get there. They do. Benjamin. Oh, she gets another point. Back-to-back points for the freshman Anna Benjamin. And they're back within 3. Timeout called by North Carolina A&T. And we'll step aside with them. It's 10-7. The Aggies trying to hold on. They couldn't do it in set 2. Trying to do it in set 3. (10-7) in set 3. St. John's down 3. They have the service. They send it over. The Aggies attack. It's Howell. Who's blocked? They send it back. Howell's going to have another chance. Sends it across. Deflected off of the blockers. Another opportunity for Jones. Angles it to the other side on a cross-court attack. Nothing there. Howell's attack. Nothing there either. Jones sets up for Benjamin. Backing up. Diving play, Ross. Another play there by Jones. Benjamin's going to have another chance. The freshman is withstood in the back. Pushed forward. And what's the call here? Point to St. John's is the call. They're going to call a double. No, net violation is the call. And it's against NCAA. It's going to be a 2-point advantage now. Howell's going to be the one having the word with the official. And to correspond with Hal Clifton, the CAA Coach of the Year here in 2024. So we'll see what the call is here in a moment. If it's going to be challenged or put to the test in any way. Hal Clifton, we know he's having a word with the far side official. The call is, again, on the floor. It's a net violation against North Carolina A&T, and looks like we're going to keep things rolling here. That's what it seems. So we will. Solano Smith, jump serve. Ross digs it out. It's set up on the slide. It's a block. Benjamin, who was quiet in the first set, has come alive to the max in sets 2 and 3. Jump serve, Solano Smith. Ross, outside for Howell. St. John's keeps it alive. They deliver a free ball. They can tie it here, by the way. This is Ross from the 10. She shuts down that chance. 11-9. Back to Howell. Anna Howell. Coach Hal Clifton said she's a player who has so much drive, always wants to improve upon herself. Jump serve from Howell. Outside for Benjamin, to the back. Freshman on freshman crime. Kowalczyk, the senior from Warsaw, Poland. One of the best servers in the Big East. Nice play by Rashani. It's a kill. Tied at 11. Guess who? Aaron Jones. Kowalczyk again. St. John's trailed 9-2. The comeback kids have done it right here at Memorial Gym. They're going to offer a free ball. I haven't done it just yet, but I've done it in sets 2 and 3. Was it tipped? It was long. It was long. Looked like it could have been tipped. There's no challenge and no call. 12-11. It comes down to set 3. Here we go. Kowalczyk, a great serve. It's Ross trying to keep her team alive. Doing just that. 12-12. Aggies service. It is errant. 13-12, St. John's. Anna Benjamin, boy, we talked about her rise in this match. 8 kills, all of them in sets 2 and 3. Had the service. Ross had the return and the roll. It was returned. Jones goes cross court. She's taken care of. Now Howell steps in, leaps from the 10, and gets the kill. (13-13). They're not going away anytime soon. Service out. That was close too. It's a point to St. John's. Boy, you talk about a game of inches. That was incredibly close. It's the second time that NCAA has had a ball and a chance and a point that just hasn't broken their way. And it's a service back to St. John's. It's a 1-point lead for the Johnnies. That barely gets over. Probably could have been out too. Lefty swing deflected. Set up in system perfectly for the Red Storm. It's Walter that time. 6'2" senior from Italy. Kill number 395 on her season. 15-13, largest lead of set 3 for the Red Storm. Jump serve. Way long. Tyne Ross, service. Deflected, it's gonna be out. And a nice play there by the freshman Rashani Solano-Smith. And it's 16-14, St. John's. Laughing with her head coach there. Funny way she evaded that. This is Aaron Jones. Right side hitter from La Cueva High School from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Timing play. Haven't seen a whole lot of that. Work to perfection. It was Madison Sanabria for her first kill on the night. Had a huge block. Gets her first kill. One of the main players who can play above the net on this NCAA team. Jones outside. So much power from Walter. 17-15. St. John's on the brink. NCAA was in every single set. They still are. And still a team that can mount a comeback, but they have been in every single set. If this thing doesn't go their way, ace, St. John's. Bree Martin, the defensive specialist from New Albany, Indiana. 9th in the conference in service aces. 2 years ago. This year had just one before that. That was her second of the year. That's a block, deflection, point, NCAA. They wanted a call prior, didn't get it. Instead, it was a Howell block that got him within 2. It's 18-16. Service ace, NCAA. 18-17, they're right back in it. NCAA, boy, talk about their improvement in terms of hitting percentage. After set 1, they were hitting below 200. They're all the way up to 226 on the match. Tied with St. John's in kills, both have 38. Jones sets up Benjamin, the power down. (19-17). St. John's on the brink. Does NCAA have an answer? That was tipped. And yeah, Aggies are going to get the point. And bring it within 1. It's 19-18. It's a Hannah Howell service. Came into this year as the top returner on this team, the main leader. Been coupled with that excellent player, Tyne Ross, a freshman. That's way long, and we're tied at 19. NCAA showing a whole lot of life in set 3. And they've got the service ace from Howell. Will a timeout come for St. John? It won't, because they don't have any. They already called 2. If you remember back early in set 3, trying to stop the bleeding. So you don't have a timeout. You kind of have a makeshift timeout here. There's some water on the court. That was out. Another huge break for St. John's in a service. Second time that that's happened. And we're tied again at 20. Kowalczyk in to serve. That's huge for St. John's. And a timeout called by NCAA in a 20-20 tie in set 3. We'll step aside here from Memorial Gym. The finish is ahead. Oh, check that. There was a... Oh, there's a challenge from NCAA. Okay, so they're challenging the service there to see if it was in. I think they should have done this on that last one, too. That one looked into me as well. And we're going to get a call coming up here, and I think it could be in favor of NCAA, which would be a massive call. So 20-20 is the score right now. We'll see if they have enough evidence, right, to overturn this thing. Again, from our vantage point up here, it looked in. St. John's has let a couple of those close ones go. And these two teams playing for the first time in both programs' history. St. John's trying to advance to the second round of the NIVC in back-to-back years. And St. John's trying to win 2 games to meet their Big East rival, UConn, who they lost to in 5 sets earlier this year. Boy, that would be a fun one. And here's the call from the official. It's going to stand. That's huge for St. John's. Hey, man, that looked in to me. St. John, the Red Storm get a break. We're back tied at 20. And St. John's with the service. Push to the outside for Ross. Nice diving play by Solano Smith. Now it's Benjamin, the power through the blockers. 1-point lead for the St. John Red Storm. (21-20). St. John's leading. Service ace. Kowalczyk. Number 2 in the Big East in service aces. No better time for St. John's. And a timeout called. Their final for NCAA. Man, oh man. This thing went back and forth. First set, felt like both teams were just, I mean, no joke, trading points. It was St. John's victorious in set number 1, 25-22, 25-20 in set 2, and trying to prevail here in set 3 and advance to the second round of the NIVC in back-to-back years and try to meet their Big East foe UConn in the Grade 8. They'd have to go through Virginia tomorrow, who's making its first appearance in postseason play and in the NIVC in 25 years. We'll have more on that tomorrow, and we talked with Coach Shannon Wells about that. It's not a happy to be here moment for Virginia. We're here to win it, and their journey starts tomorrow against either St. John's or NCAA. Be interesting to see how they match up. Of course, for Virginia, Abby Tatter has been kind of that main leader over the last couple of years, but they have put the pieces together. Elena Dupre, a player who's come on big, a transfer from Virginia Tech. Zoe Dode, freshman setter, who's played that quarterback position so well for Virginia. We'll see how things shake out tomorrow, but it'll be fun regardless. I'll be on the call for that one, 6 p.m. sharp, between Virginia and the winner of this one. St. John's is the favorite as of now. They've won the first 2 sets, and they are 3 points away from winning the match. That much closer. The service deflected out. Free ball coming for the Johnnies. Where to? Jones powers other side. 23-20. Erin Jones. Her 11th kill. Leads St. John's in that category. Double-double for Erin Jones. She has 11 kills, 16 assists. That's numbers you don't see a whole lot at the Division I level. You're usually one or the other, not Erin Jones. Benjamin on the attack. Now it's Ross. Oh, what a play. Solano Smith, maybe the MVP defensive specialist of the night. Howell pushes beyond the 10. It's Jones again. 24-20. Almost the icing on the cake for St. John's. Match point awaits. Here we go. Ross digs out. They turn to Ross on the attack to keep him alive. Not yet for St. John's. What a creative play for North Carolina A&T. It was Pelezi. Done that a couple of times now. Her third time doing that. She has 3 kills and 31 assists, leading all scores. It's 24-21, and it's match point 2. Service. Set up. Block against Jones. They'll go back to Jones on the outside. Push beyond the 10. Howell. Dug out by Solano Smith. Chance for St. John's to end it. They do. It's Aaron Jones. The leader on the season, the leader tonight, finishes it for the Red Storm as St. John's wins it in 3 sets. The Red Storm take care of business and will advance to play Virginia tomorrow night at 6 p.m. And those two will advance. One of them will advance to play UConn in the Great 8. Fun one tonight between two teams who came down here to play in the NIVC. So for all of